While I look for some screws, let me just say that when I promised that this will be the last video about fixing the windlass, I kind of forgot how long it actually took us. So to both keep my promise and the videos in chronological order, a fair warning, this is gonna be a longer one. With the new fiberglass part, all the distances have now changed. So first, we needed to find new screws.
Chyba za długa jest. Teraz pytanie, czy wszystkie są takie? Wszystkie są takie.
I will save you the rant on the inefficiency of having so many different screw standards. And just say that thanks to our stash, we did finally manage to find adequate thread and length screws. We gave the gearbox a last bit of cleaning and refilled it with oil.
Coś tam rzęzi lekko.
No cóż.
It didn't sound perfect, but hey, that's what we've got. With everything lubed and greased, the gearbox was closed.
Chyba dobrze jest, nie? Bo tak było chyba jakoś.
Chyba no. Hopefully.
And it looked like we might be able to add one more leap seal.
Czemu nie?
Jako prewencja.
With our moods elevated by a sense of accomplishment, we decided to have a bit of fun recreating famous ads.
Ty wyjdziesz lepiej, nie? On nie tak, on jakoś tak miał, nie?
Almost nailed it. But life is not all about boat projects. It's also about pretty sunsets and yummy food. Yes, it's definitely also about food.
Nie wiem czemu zabrązowione.
Yum. And then, slightly high on sugar, back to boat projects. While Bartek mounted the gearbox, I replaced a missing O-ring with a bit of butyl tape. It has seen better days, but it's still working. Before we mounted the motor though, we decided to check if the shaft alignment was within a workable margin of error. Może?
O fuck. O Jezu. Żyleta jest.
Which miraculously, it kinda was. We conducted the very precise measurement of eyeballing it and decided it good enough so we could proceed. Though the fight is ultimately futile, we were
trying to prevent corrosion as much as we can.
by covering all the screws with anti-corrosion grease to delay electrolysis between them and the aluminium plate.
Fuck.
Putting the motor back in place did involve some weightlifting and some boat yoga.
Przytrzymać ci tam coś?
Mogłabyś to wkręcić, jakby ci się chciało.
Okej.
No i tu jest chyba tak, że to się dotyka, wiesz? No,
To coś tam
dotyka się.
wciśniemy.
First person Allen key action. Ta-da. Teraz tak, tak jakbyś chciała wyciągać Wygląda nawet jakbym stronnie popierdzielił. Daj mu chwilę się pokręcić może.
Still, not only was it back in place, it also seemed to be working. And then we remembered that we are missing a circlip.
This needs to go here.
To tu jest nacięcie. No bo jak nie mamy circlipa, nie? To jakby tu wcisnąć drucik. Na przykład stainlessowy. Skądś.
Fortunately, our friend was in the city for a couple of days and he would bring us spares. We just needed to wait.
Dead light.
In the meantime, our friend lost the backlight on his compass, so Bartek took care of that.
What you should not do?
With the old diet cut and the cables prepped, he verified that both were in fact alive.
Kabelki są ok. Teraz trzeba poczekać.
While waiting, we tried to decode the value of the resistor needed.
2,1, 56,1. To jest 1,0, nie? Patrz to.
By the way, if you ever wondered why electronics can be a bit finicky on boats, this is why.
Jak ktoś mi nie powie, że nie ma soli i ogólnie na łódce, to chyba go wyśmieje, nie? Widzisz, co się dzieje? To jest niby blue,
Magic.
to jest red. Patrz, to
Green.
staje na stopniu, na ścierce. Red. Trochę mocno, nie? Ale damy mu chyba takie. Grzeje się. Nie grzeje się.
Smell.
The resistor was ready, but the diet needed some convincing. It always amazes me that Bartek is able to solder stuff that I cannot even keep in focus. A dab of solder on the pads.
Środkowe niby.
And the diode was connected. Only
We forgot that it won't fit.
through the cable hole.
No nie?
Bartek used hot glue to seal the lead and butyl tape to secure it in place and waterproof further.
Ta-da! Beautiful magic.
Semi-waterproofing.
Backlight restored. Then we went to shoot some footage of abandoned boats in the area for the Story of a Sinking Boat video. And scored some points in a new game we like to play.
Cup noodles. Beer. Coca-Cola.
We woke up to a beautiful still morning, so we thought it would be a perfect opportunity to go on a small adventure. We jealously noted a dinghy that all the way to London, but we promptly remembered that
Estimation, consumption, wattage current.
Oni mają baterię.
had to brave the waves, gorgeous views, and rugged edges of the reefs. We saw wrecks claimed by shallows,
Może to była dostawa truskawek. Tudzież to
Maybe.
and had to switch to manual propulsion precisely because of those shallows.
Katamaran się tam wyłoni.
Still, with the splendid weather on our side, we promptly arrived at the aim of our mission.
Jest i perle w całej okazałości.
We came here cause I wanted a couple of shots of perle for the same video as the wrecks from the day before. Now we could have gone back, but the sea is rarely this flat, so we thought to try to go all around the island instead.
Gdzieś tak tu bym się kierowała. Ciężko mi zdecydować, bo jest wszędzie, gdzieś chyba tu jest tak w miarę, no. No tu jest fest płytko, nie? Tutaj wszędzie. Nie wiem, którędy chcesz się tam wydostać, przecież to jest breaker, 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 kamienie.
Masz
Tam gdzie idzie ta fala?
Chcę, żeby po prawej stronie, widzisz, tak między teraz nimi. Nas może zmielić, nie?
Mhm. Jest wszędzie płytkość.
I must admit, I wasn't entirely convinced as to the validity of our idea, but hey, YOLO, right?
Tu nie. Bardziej tu. Aczkolwiek to jest wszędzie jest ta rafa. Gdzieś tu. I tu jest głębiej trochę. Rybki. La la la. To jest nie. Tu bym. Tu. Zdecydowanie tu. Płytko. Rafa. Nie wiem, czy przepłyniemy nad tym. Teoretycznie Ama jest wyżej, więc może. Na razie do przodu. Dobrze, ale nie za bardzo na lewo, bo tam jest płycej. Tam uwaga, tam jest bomi. Tu bardziej. Tu. Tak. Bomi, więc tu bardziej. Tu.
Troszkę przeorała ta perla, nie?
No.
No wonder her keel was sheared off.
Tak. Tu są rybki.
Tutaj może jakieś nawet ryby by można było złapać. Do mniam mniam.
We did manage to pass without touching the bottom, only thanks to the calm weather that others enjoyed as well. But the navigational hazards weren't done yet.
Dużo kamyczków widzę, więc
Na lewo raczej nie?
nie, na lewo nie.
To od tej dużej w lewo pierwsze, nie? Żeby tam się przeciąć jakoś.
Tak, no gdzieś tak tu. Martwiące jest to, że to tak wyglądałoby, jakby była ta linia tych kamyczków. No jak coś będzie bolało. Może nam się uda. Nie wiem co tu jest. Może troszkę bardziej ten. Ale chyba będzie ok i teraz potem zaraz z powrotem tam. Oj, oj, tu jest płytko, 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 płytko. La la la. Chyba przejdziemy.
No need for extra coffee this morning.
Muszą być jakieś ryby.
Tu uwaga, po lewej jest Bomi. Pretty.
Tam jest jakiś kolejny przesmyk.
Masz na myśli ten?
Tak.
Nie.
I vetoed that idea, and we politely rounded that corner. Now, I'm sorry for the shaky footage, but our gear is from an era where image stabilization was not a thing in action cams. But thanks to our patrons, we recently got ourselves something more from this decade, so hopefully this will soon improve. One more shallow patch and we were on the last stretch. After one last stop on our boat wreck safari. Eerily peaceful, considering the fury that probably put it here. so our circumnavigation of Linton Island was complete.
Fresh laundry.
We did pick up the circlips later that day, but there always seemed to be something else to do. Like watching dolphins.
Perfect weather to watch a solar eclipse.
It did work for cooking though.
Mission.
And sometimes it was even quite important stuff. As per usual, our propane ran out just in the precise moment of making our morning coffee. Luckily for severely undercaffeinated us, it was another calm morning. We pulled our chariot securely on the beach and headed for the store. As we are not really comfortable filming in public places, let's skip to the walking back part. After this bit of morning fitness and with the precious coffee making cargo on board, we paddled back. I know this way of making coffee might seem barbaric to some, but our espresso machines keep on rusting through. So until we grow tired of spitting the grounds, that's how it's gonna be. There were the quick small projects of the why did we even touch it variety, like the one when I imagined it would be nice to have a shot of the potentiometer in our outboards handle for a video I was editing, so Bartek offered to help and stabilize the tiny screen inside while he was at it.
The newest edition after the 360 encoder death. Nic nie wypadło.
Previously, it was simply stuck on a piece of butyl tape, which would be fine, except it would melt ever so slightly in the sun, so the screen would slowly slide away from view. Therefore, this time, he went with a zip tie. Unfortunately, after arming Phoenix, there was no magic beep. He double and triple checked, but there was no sign of life. Our post-mortem is that he must have accidentally cracked the tiny screen while pulling on the zip tie. But he took it out and changed the code accordingly off camera, and Phoenix yet again came back to life. There were pumpkins to cook. videos to upload. And sunsets to watch. But after almost 2 weeks since we last touched it, we went back to the Windlass project.
Łatwiej by było z prawidłowym narzędziem, no.
Pomoc?
Yep, probably would be easier with a proper tool, but still nothing a bit of patience and 4 hands can't handle.
Tam, tarada. Okay.
Czy co, że niby?
With the retaining clip in place, it was time for the reason this whole project started in the first place.
No, tu się blokuje. Pytanie, czy to szlifujemy, czy to wstukiwujemy?
Dobre pytanie.
We went with hammering.
Idzie?
Coś tam chyba, no. Wygląda jakby...
It did need a bit of gentle persuasion, but the new bearing was in place.
Jest w kadru.
Chyba nawet tak, no.
Kinda. Time to play outside.
The moment of truth.
Zobacz, ile jest w offsecie.
Our alignment was
Not exactly perfect.
but nothing, we thought, a bit of mechanical advantage couldn't fix.
Tam prawie.
No wiem, że prawie.
Truth be told, the fear of facing this moment was probably one of the reasons we put off this last part for so long.
Tap.
As the bearing was still reluctant, Bartek loosened the screws holding the bottom part a tiny bit to hopefully give us the missing millimeter of wiggle room. That, together with the here presented Spanish windlass technique, did in the end lead to celebratory
Tam, tarada.
Możesz puścić już.
Now, if you're worried that we are forcing things here, well, yes, a little bit, but not much, and it's not like this is spinning at thousands of RPM. we did contemplate skipping the second circlip.
Pytanie, czy go dajemy?
Nie wydaje mi się, żeby to łożysko chciało wyskoczyć samo. Patrząc na to, jak wchodziło. Nie. No ale był.
Okej.
But decided against it.
Nie było tego psztryk takiego.
On chyba jeszcze nie jest zupełnie na dole tam wszędzie.
Coś tam weszło.
Tam jeszcze po drugiej stronie jest szpara chyba.
Bartek drenched the last leap seal in Vaseline, though we knew,
I tak zgnije, nie?
with time.
This is all gonna end in tears.
Chyba. Idę po resztę. No.
Of course, it wouldn't be a proper boat project without a dab of bitching about questionable design choices.
Powinni dać jeszcze więcej elementów, które ci mogą wyszczelić gdzieś w kosmosie, jak kurwa jesteś na morzu, nie? Nie złamane.
Okay, it might have escalated to borderline criminal threats.
Pomóc jakoś?
Ja bym kurwa powiesił tego debila, co to wymyślił.
But we all have the things that test our patience.
No albo ci kurwa wyszczeli do wody, nie? Albo ogólnie weźmiesz sobie, dźgniesz śrubokręt w rękę, nie? No super
Albo pewnie musisz mieć jakieś bardzo specjalistyczne
narzędzie.
narzędzie.
Niby, nie?
Nie byle. To jest na ten plasticzko.
No na plasticzko, gąbko. To czekaj, bo to chyba... Widzę, że to nie weszło.
Się diametralnie sprawa zmieniła.
Almost there. We wanted to introduce one upgrade though, to limit the amount of stuff that could get to the leap seal, which someone in their infinite engineering wisdom designed to be ever so slightly recessed, thus providing a perfect well to gather water and gunk.
Más o menos, nie? Chyba może być, nie?
So, chwila prawdy.
But to do a proper test, we needed to untangle the line we attached to the anchor while dropping it. So instead, it stayed a Schrodinger's windlass for a while, until we actually needed to re-anchor, but by that time, we totally forgot to film it.
Several months later.
No worries though, here is a video proof of it working, courtesy of our friend Monica. And thus, the quick, simple bearing change project came to an end. Wouldn't it be easier and faster to simply buy the broken part? Probably, but where is the fun in that? Thanks for watching, live long, and may the force be with you. And until the next one.